Hey, Chef Ro here. Today we're going to talk about separating eggs. Now there's two major ways in my opinion of separating eggs, and I'm going to show you kind of both of them and which one I like the best. It gets your hands a little bit dirty, but it's safer, it's easier, and by safer I mean you're less likely to pop that yolk. Because if you pop a yolk into the whites are shot. They will never whip to stiff peaks if there's even the tiniest drop of fat in there. Egg whites are really persnickety. They don't like water. They don't like fat. They don't like a lot of things, right? Alcohol. So you got to be really careful when you're separating the eggs to make sure that not even a drop of yolk gets into those whites. If a little bit of white gets in with the yolks, not a big deal. Better option. The worst thing that you'll have is maybe a little bit of scrambled egg in your sauce. Strain it out, it'll come right out because whites cook faster than yolks do. I'm going to show you how I separate eggs. It takes 3 bowls, but I'm going to explain why. First and foremost, your eggs will separate better when they are cold. So I usually pull them straight out of the fridge and separate them. And then I set the whites aside because they tend to whip better when they are at least room temperature or even a little bit warm. Okay, not hot, they'll scramble, but warm. So first things first, we crack straight on the counter. Now you'll notice I have 3 bowls here and I'm going to explain it in a second. Okay, so flat on the counter. Now there's 2 major ways to separate eggs, okay? I can use the shells, but that kind of gets a little dangerous because these edges, they're a little bit sharp, okay? And they can pop that yolk inadvertently. So the best way, in my opinion, it's kind of messy, but just dump it straight into your hand, okay? Right like this. And do you notice that my fingers are just very gently separated and I'm being very delicate here, but the white will slip through my fingers and then the yolk can go into the yolks bowl. Now we talk about why I have 3 bowls. You notice here's my yolks bowl, here's a white bowl, and this is the one that I work actively with. I one time got to a point where I was separating 35 eggs. I got to number 32 and I popped a yolk. I had to get rid of the entire batch of whites and start over again. So I learned that I separate over this bowl. Once I see that it is completely clean and there is no yolk, I then put that into my whites bowl. Yolks go in here. Then I start again. That way, if I pop a yolk, I maybe lose 1 egg, okay? Because you'll lose the 1 egg. Wash this back out so that there's no fat remaining, and then I can keep going from there. I hope you see how easy egg separating can be, so now you don't have to be afraid of any of those recipes that call for only whites or only yolks, or maybe they call for the whole egg, but they have to be separated because they come in at different parts, like a mousse or something. Now you know the easy way to do it. Don't worry, hands wash. Hopefully you have a good time separating those eggs.